Welcome to another deep dive into the shadows of history, where we explore true crimes that have left an indelible mark on the past. Today, we're unraveling the dark and twisted tale of Anne Turner, a woman whose life in early 17th century London took a sinister turn, ultimately leading to her execution for murder in 1615. This is not just a story of crime and punishment, but one of scandal, betrayal, and the complex legacy that continues to echo through the annals of history. Anne Turner was once a prominent figure in society, known for her beauty, intelligence, and the influence she wielded in London's elite circles. However, her ambition and entanglement in a notorious poisoning plot led to her tragic downfall. Her execution became a public spectacle, captivating the nation and leaving behind a legacy that would be remembered for centuries. Join us as we delve into the chilling details of Anne Turner's life, the infamous crime she was embroiled in, and the tragic legacy she left behind. Anne Turner was born into a society that offered women few opportunities beyond the domestic sphere, but she was determined to rise above these limitations. Anne married Dr. George Turner, a respected physician, which allowed her to ascend the social ladder and mingle with the elite of London. Her charm, wit, and beauty made her a well-known figure, and she even found success in the fashion world by popularizing the use of yellow starch in clothing, a trend that became a hallmark of the time. Anne's role as a fashion innovator was no small feat. In an era when appearance played a significant role in social standing, her introduction of yellow starch not only set trends, but also marked her as a woman of influence. Yellow, a bold and vibrant color, symbolized her confidence and status. However, this very symbol of her success would later be cruelly twisted during her downfall. Despite her successes, Anne's life was not without challenges. After the death of her husband, she was left to navigate a society that was unforgiving to widows, especially those who sought to maintain their status. It was during this period that Anne became entangled in the dangerous world of court intrigue, forming close ties with powerful figures, including Lady Frances Howard, the Countess of Essex. This connection would prove to be both an opportunity and a curse, pulling Anne into a conspiracy that would ultimately lead to her execution. The story of Anne Turner's downfall is intertwined with one of the most scandalous and shocking murder plots of the early 17th century, the poisoning of Sir Thomas Overbury. Overbury was a trusted advisor to Robert Carr, the Earl of Somerset, who was one of King James I's favorites. However, Overbury's influence and his opposition to Carr's marriage to Lady Frances Howard made him a target in a deadly game of court politics. In 1613, Sir Thomas Overbury was imprisoned in the Tower of London under dubious circumstances. What began as a political maneuver to silence a troublesome advisor quickly turned fatal when Overbury fell gravely ill and died. His death, initially attributed to natural causes, soon raised suspicions when it was revealed that he had been poisoned. At the heart of this deadly plot was Lady Frances Howard, who was desperate to remove Overbury as an obstacle to her marriage to Carr. Anne Turner, who had become a close confidant of Lady Frances, was implicated in the scheme. She was accused of providing the poisons used to kill Overbury, including arsenic and other lethal substances, and of being an active participant in the conspiracy. The trial that followed was nothing short of a spectacle. The details of the plot were laid bare in court, revealing a web of deceit, betrayal, and ambition that shocked the nation. Anne Turner was portrayed as both a cunning conspirator and a victim of her circumstances, a woman who had been drawn into a deadly game that was far beyond her control. Yet despite any sympathy she might have garnered, the evidence against her was overwhelming. The trial of Anne Turner was a defining moment in early 17th century England, not only because of its sensational nature, but also because of what it revealed about the era's justice system and societal norms. Anne was found guilty of murder and sentenced to death by hanging, a punishment that was both swift and merciless, particularly for a woman of her standing. On November 15, 1615, Anne was led to the scaffold at Tyburn. She was dressed in a yellow starched ruff, the very fashion she had popularized, a poignant symbol of her rise and fall. The decision to wear yellow on the day of her execution was likely deliberate, a final act of defiance and a reminder of her former influence. Yet it also served as a cruel irony, as the color that once symbolized her success had become a symbol of her disgrace. The execution itself was a public spectacle, attended by crowds eager to witness the downfall of a woman who had once moved in the highest circles of society. Anne faced her execution with a mixture of dignity and despair. She confessed to her role in the plot and expressed remorse, but the brutality of her punishment was a stark reminder of the harsh justice system of the time. Women who stepped outside the boundaries set by society were often dealt with severely, and Anne's execution was a clear message to others. In a particularly chilling detail, Anne's yellow ruff was later used as a warning to others. Pieces of the fabric were displayed as grim reminders of the consequences of crossing societal lines. This macabre souvenir became part of the folklore surrounding her, cementing her status as a tragic figure in English history. Anne's story became a cautionary tale about the dangers of ambition, the treachery of court politics, and the harshness of societal judgment. Her legacy serves as a symbol of the injustices she suffered, a woman who was both a player in and a victim of the deadly games of the time. In literature, Anne's story has been retold in various forms, from historical novels to plays that delve into the darker aspects of her life. These works often portray her as a complex figure, neither entirely villainous nor entirely innocent, reflecting the ambiguities of her situation. The moral and social issues raised by her story, particularly the treatment of women in a male-dominated society, continue to resonate today. In the realm of theater and film, Anne's story has been dramatized with a focus on the intrigue and scandal that surrounded her. These adaptations often emphasize the personal and political dynamics that led to her downfall, highlighting the dangers faced by women who dared to step outside the accepted norms of the time. Anne Turner's life and death are a chilling reminder of the dangers of ambition, the harshness of the justice system, and the way society treats those who fall from grace. Her execution in 1615 marked the end of her life, but not the end of her story. The ongoing fascination with her tragic tale ensures that Anne Turner remains a figure of intrigue centuries after her death. As we reflect on her story, it's clear that the past has a long shadow, one that reaches into the present and continues to captivate us. The tale of Anne Turner is a haunting reminder of the human experiences that shape our history, and the ways in which those experiences are remembered, retold, and reinterpreted over time. If you found this exploration of Anne Turner's life and legacy compelling, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video with others who are fascinated by the dark and eerie tales of history. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay curious about the past. It's full of stories that have yet to be told.